afternoon, guys. Same process as ever. Match on either side. We'll set an embargo towards the end. A few questions for Saturday 10:30. Start with Ben, please.
Good afternoon, Pep. João Cancelo's departure, I think, took us all by surprise on this side of the room anyway. What was the thinking from yourself, from the club, to let him go so late in the window?
First, I wish him the very best until his form mount at the end of the season. Next season, I don't know what's going to happen. Had been an incredible figure in the last two Premier Leagues we won. After the World Cup, or we make a pre-season after World Cup and they start to play. We play in some patterns different way, and I like what I watch, and I decide to give more time to players what I saw on the pitch that I like it, and everyone has his own character, personality, mine, you, him, and it's like he loves to play. He's one of the players he trained the best. He loves to play, and in the situation didn't play much the last 2 or 3 games. We cannot say that he didn't play much because in the last year's play, I think one of the players with more minutes by far. But he's a guy like he needs to play to be happy. And we decide together for all 3 parts to move on to let him go to Munich.
Because of that unhappiness, I mean, he said he didn't fall out with you personally, but that unhappiness, was there a risk to that could affect the rest of the squad? Is that the reason why you as a club, when players are unhappy, you let them go?
He want to play every single game, and hopefully he can happen in Munich.
One team that did spend big in the transfer window again was Chelsea, one of your rivals traditionally in the top 4 and the top 6. What did you make of their approach and what they did?
No, it's not my business.
How does it affect the dynamic in the Premier League when a club spends so much? I mean, we're talking more than 500 million in the last 2 windows.
No, it's not my business. It's a surprise because it's not a club estate. And what I'm concerned is the fact that we won 11 titles in the last 5 years, being the 5 or 6 team spend net in the Premier League. So this is all I'm concerned what we have done so far in this time.
Hello, Pep. It's only a couple of weeks since you last played against Spurs. After that game, you were very unhappy about the way things had turned out. How much do you think there's been a positive change in the side since then?
What was the result after that?
You got the win.
That's the project is good. If you had lost and draw, that could happen. It will be a bad approach. So I explain the feelings, but I know my team. I know the players. It doesn't matter what happened, and always the decisions we take is always to do our best and for the benefit. And of course, I take a full responsibility on that. That's why I'm in charge. But even when I said my comments, I didn't know what's going to happen. I just expressed my feelings first to the team, of course, in the media public, and that's all. So it's just 1 or 2 games or 3 after that, and you have to continue.
Obviously, Antonio Conte is going to be missing. I'm sure you wish him well for his health in the future.
Of course.
How much do you think it sometimes can have an effect on a team if the manager isn't there?
Well, Antonio's an active person in the touchline. He guides really well the team, but I think they know the patterns. It's not the first season or first month they are together, so there are a lot of patterns that they know exactly. Only we want is a get well soon, and he can come back in his position.
Pep, if City had spent 550 million or so in 2 windows, what do you think the reaction from the football public would have been?
I know.
But
I know what will happen.
Do you think you'd have got a lot of criticism?
It happened in the last 5-6 years.
But I mean, you've never spent close to anything like that though in 2 transfer windows.
What I said. So being right now the 5th or 6th Premier League team in the spend net, in the last we won 11 trophies. That is the 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 years. That is what really counts to us. You know that, but you know what Chelsea has done, what the other club has done. It's not my business. Business, I know exactly what we are working and try to do our best. And of course, we need the good players, like Chelsea believes, and Arsenal believes, and Liverpool and United believes that without the good players you cannot compete. Not just here in Premier League in Europe, and you have to spend. Now the market is it's a lot, but it's what Chelsea has decided to do is not my business. Honestly, I never involve in the opinions in other clubs because there are regulation and rules that they have to do it. We were accused. I don't forget that 8 and 9 teams in the Premier League sent a letter to the Premier League, another one to be banned, to be out of the Premier League. So that happened to us when the other 5th team spent net in the last 5 years, when we start to win titles. So this is the reality.
So you think there's criticism in one rule for City, and then other teams behaving in another way?
Where we come from, for sure, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Does it bother you?
No, it's not the first time. It's 6 years, 7 years. And the best way is focus what you have to do on the pitch and try to beat Tottenham and our CEOs and our chairmen and our sport directors and all the people involved try to do, the best decisions, knowing that we make bad decisions. In this football, there is not a position like you are, completely right. So we try to do our best.
Hi, Pep. Just going back to João Cancelo, is the left back position weaker without him now, or do you have enough there?
Listen, if Bayern Munich wants João, or we want it, is because he's beyond exceptional player. So I'm not going to say one bad word about him. I think his work ethic and his love for the football and his passion to play football and his quality and skills, what can I say? Everybody knows it. So, but it happened 1 or 2 days before the transfer window. I'm really, really pleased. Like always, I've been with the squad I have, and being not sure what you have to do is better have the money in the bank and don't be criticized to spend more.
Is it a case of, would you rather be lighter in one position than have players who you could select but aren't happy to be?
We can handle the situation what we have in all departments this season. I trust a lot with the players that we have, a lot. So if I didn't have feeling, I would say to my bosses to say, I think we should do this. When Manu Akanji happened, so the last year of the transfer window, I said I had the feeling that we need another central defender for that reason. Nathan was injured in that time, and Ruben was injured before that happened, and John was always, so I had the feeling at the same time they have this opportunity, and we did it. In this case, it was completely different.
Finally, you'll be aware of the stats: never won, never drawn, never scored at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Why is it so tough to play there? Because
they were better than us. I had the feeling always when we were there, we played more than decent games, missing penalties and control the games, but they don't need anything to punish you. Before and now with Antonio Conte, the quality they have up front, the organization, is because it's a tough opponent. So always have been the last years there. Not maybe win titles, but being in Champions League and top 4 many years. So it's a tough place to go.
How serious is Stones' hamstring injury? Do you know how long he might be out for?
3 weeks, 1 month, more or less. Yeah.
But that must be exceptionally frustrating, given that he was playing really well. It felt like a couple of years ago when he'd get into a run of form, play really well, and then get injured.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of games. All the managers complain with the amount of games and come from World Cup, come from many seasons. But in a few weeks he will be back.
And with the left back, you've played. I can't remember which game it was, but there was a game where Foden came on and played left wing back. Is that something that you might look to do more often and play him and Grealish on the same side?
No. I prefer to play Phil in our positions, but in urgency we can use it. He can play there, but the intention right now is playing in his natural positions behind the striker or winger.
Hi Pep. When you agreed to let Cancelo go, did you have any conversations about going into the market to get someone else in?
Yeah, we have. We talk about that, but it takes 3 minutes of discussion. So I said, it's going well. So do you have something in perspective? I said to Chiqui, I said, no, we have to take a look. I don't know, maybe. I said, okay, wait. So yeah, we could go make the market and pay a huge amount of money for one left back. Yeah, maybe we could do it, but it's not the case. I prefer this 4 months and 2 or 3 weeks just in case to end of the season. We can do it without a new sign. Next season, summer, we'll see.
And I guess Nathan Ake was already very, very important to you. He's kind of even more important now that, you know, you've lost the body.
Yeah, of course, but Nathan cannot play all the games. But we have Jaime can play there, Rico can play there, of course Sergio can play there. So we have alternatives.
Hi Pep, just on Phil Foden, how is he?
Yeah, better. He trained really well the last 2 days. Yeah.
So he's available this weekend?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Just down here, please.
Hi, Pep. Sunday sees a matchup between two fantastic strikers, one who you managed to get hold of and the other who slipped through your fingers. Are you happy with the way things turned out?
Sorry, I was distracted. Sorry.
I was saying Sunday sees a matchup between two great strikers, Kane and Haaland.
Oh yeah.
One who you got, the other who you didn't. Are you happy with the way things turned out?
Yeah, we are extremely happy with Erling, and of course, I think Tottenham is extremely happy with Harry Kane. So, what an exceptional player! So, what the numbers have done, Harry Kane is more at the goals, the quality that they have. But didn't win a title, he's not a good player, isn't it? So that I think Harry Kane proved about the statistics, about the titles. So Harry Kane remains one of the best strikers I've ever seen in my life, not even winning. It doesn't matter. It's like the managers. No? There are incredible managers not winning titles. There are bad managers because not winning the titles. No, it's because sometimes it happen. So I think Tottenham is happy to have him, and we are extremely happy to have this young player like Erling that I think is going to give us many good years.
That's what we're fully embargoed, please.
Yeah, Pep, Tottenham spent a bit of money this week on Pedro Porro. He was a player who was on sort of City's books for a while. Did you know much about him? Or?
Yeah, I know about him. Yeah, it's perfect to play with 5 in the back, and yeah, I think last season we suffered him when we play against them and Sporting Lisboa. I think this season in the group stage Tottenham play against them, and I saw both games, and Pedro Porro played really good. I think, yeah, good sign for Tottenham.
You didn't think about bringing him back at all? Bringing him back to City?
No. No, it was in the list, but after that, you have to pay back, and yeah, we decided to go to Spurs. Yeah, you know.
We'll set the embargo for 10:30 on